Sir, are you seeing that with the tax consolidation plan or the fiscal consolidation plan that the current DOF is providing to the incoming administration? Incoming President BBM did mention they still need to look at that because he's wary on adding more taxes to the hardest hit pandemic sectors. But then the DOF is saying that this is necessary even if it's a bitter pill to swallow.
Well, that fiscal consolidation plan is really a political question. I mean, certainly we need to raise revenues to be able to pay off the debt that we incurred in response to the pandemic. So we need to, that's necessary economically, but again, it's a political question. I mean, I could understand that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is coming into office with high political goodwill, and I think he's quite wary of imposing very painful measures at the start. So probably this will be still be followed, but perhaps mitigated in some ways.
Sir, in the campaign promises, of course, President or incoming President BBM was stopping short of basically saying tax the rich so that the poor can actually benefit. Sir, how can the incoming economic team balance between competition, liberal market policies, but also trying to heed to the President's call of being, let's say, more socialist in that regard and distributing the wealth of the richest in the country?
Well, liberalization will bring in more competition. And more competition means better deals for consumers. So that's where you can have a win-win situation. Also, more competition means certainly, in a way, more jobs. And it will also increase the competition for workers. So I think that's a winning formula. Those liberal policies will also bring social inclusion.
Now, other than, of course, those recommended tax policies by the incumbent finance department, what at least should be on top of the agenda here of the economic team, at least in the near term for the first 100 days?
Well, I think those digital tax transactions should be a priority because presently, many in the digital commerce are not paying their share of taxes. For example, those who are paying, booking advertising revenue with Google, Facebook, etc., they're not paying any domestic taxes.
Sir, what should we do with the bayanihan stimulus bills here? It's being repackaged into Bayan, Bangon Muli. Sir, but as you mentioned, it's time now for increased competition. It's time to be collecting more taxes. Should these stimulus packages continue to be increased, and for how long?
I don't think there's a need for a stimulus package now. As you know, our economy grew by 8.3% in the first quarter, the fastest actually in the ASEAN. Due to the reopening of the economy. So I think what the administration has to make sure is that no new surge comes back and we continue to open up the economy. As of now, we are just on level 1, right? Not yet on level 0. So I think instead of a stimulus measure, I think they have to double down on making sure that we have the proper healthcare capacity and we can continue to open up the economy.
Okay, just to circle back a bit to our discussion earlier, Toti, on tax measures, should the administration instead consider streamlining or strengthening current tax measures and policies that are in place instead of expanding it?
Well, the problem there is that I've been hearing that for the past 30 years, right? Better tax administration. I think it should be done, but it should not preclude the imposition of new taxes, really. So in order to be able for us to get back to fiscal sustainability, I think we really need to increase the tax to GDP ratio.